Have you ever thought about how much we depend on technology in our daily lives? It's startling, isn't it? How we've woven technology into the very fabric of our existence. From the way we communicate with each other to how we travel, seek medical attention, and even educate ourselves, technology plays an indispensable role. It's like a silent partner, always there, always ready to lend a hand. This is the paradox of progress. The very technology that has simplified our lives, that has broken down barriers and opened up a world of possibilities, also brings with it a set of new challenges. It's like a double-edged sword, where one side provides us with convenience and the other, well, it's not as rosy. The shiny allure of the digital age, while mesmerizing, can sometimes blind us to the pitfalls that lurk beneath the surface. But as we embrace these digital conveniences, are we aware of the cost? Let's consider the smartphone, a device that has become almost an extension of ourselves. It's a marvel of modern engineering that keeps us connected, informed, and entertained. But it's also a Pandora's box of addictive elements. Think about it. Our phones are constantly buzzing, pinging, and flashing with notifications. A barrage of updates from social media, news apps, and messages. For many, this has led to a compulsive need to check their phones, a symptom of the fear of missing out, or FOMO. Compelling case studies highlight this phenomenon. Take for instance the story of John, a 20-something professional who found himself checking his phone every few minutes, even during important meetings. Or Sarah, a high school student who stayed up late every night scrolling through social media, leading to sleep deprivation and a decline in her academic performance. These are not isolated incidents. They illustrate a growing epidemic of technology addiction. A constant need for digital engagement is rewiring our brains, making us crave the instant gratification that our devices provide. It's a cycle that's hard to break, and the consequences can be dire. The impact on productivity is evident. When we're constantly distracted, our ability to focus and complete tasks diminishes. We're less efficient, less effective, and more prone to errors. But there's more to it. Our mental health is also at stake. Excessive use of smartphones and social media can lead to anxiety, depression, and feelings of isolation. It can strain our relationships, as we become more engrossed in our virtual interactions than our real-life connections. And then there's the irony. These devices, designed to connect us, can end up making us feel more disconnected. We're so busy capturing moments for social media that we often miss out on truly experiencing them. So, while these devices keep us connected, they can also keep us from truly living. It's a paradox that underlines the dark side of our dependency on technology, an addiction epidemic that's silently shaping our lives. But the dark side of technology isn't just about addiction, it also raises ethical issues. As we're swept up in the current of progress, we find ourselves in the murky waters of ethical dilemmas. Our dependency on technology has led to a revolution in how we communicate, work, and live. But with this revolution comes a Pandora's box of ethical questions, particularly around privacy and the potential misuse of data. Consider, for instance, the issue of privacy. In an era where every click, every search, every purchase is tracked and stored, privacy has become a scarce commodity. Our personal information, behaviors, and preferences are continuously collected, analyzed, and often sold to the highest bidder. This data, intended to personalize our experiences and make our lives easier, can also be used in ways that infringe upon our rights to privacy. To illustrate, let's cast our minds back to the case of a high-profile data breach that shook the world. Millions of people had their personal information exposed, leading to a loss of trust and a massive uproar about the security of our data. This incident starkly highlighted the vulnerability of our information in the digital age and the potential for misuse of that information. Another troubling aspect is the potential for surveillance. With the advent of advanced technology, the possibility of being watched and tracked has become a stark reality. Governments, corporations, and even individuals can now monitor our movements, conversations, and activities with alarming ease. The balance between security and privacy has become a tightrope walk, with the potential for misuse casting a long shadow on our digital lives. These examples are but the tip of the iceberg. Ethical questions around artificial intelligence, genetic engineering, and even virtual reality are rapidly emerging, creating a labyrinth of ethical dilemmas that we are yet to fully understand or navigate. As we become more connected, we also become more vulnerable. But who is responsible for protecting us? This question hangs in the air, a poignant reminder of the ethical conundrums we face in this digital age. As we continue to embrace technology, We must also grapple with these ethical challenges, striving for a future where the benefits of technology are reaped without compromising our rights and freedoms. And let's not forget about the social implications of our dependency on technology. The way we interact and communicate has fundamentally shifted. We've swapped face-to-face conversations for text messages and heartfelt letters for quick emails. We're more connected than ever before, yet feelings of isolation and loneliness are on the rise. Take the case of Emily, a 20-something professional who spends her days in front of a screen. Despite having hundreds of online friends, she admits to feeling alone and disconnected. Or consider the story of James, a teenager who, despite having a world of information at his fingertips, feels overwhelmed and struggles to form genuine relationships. These stories are not unique. They echo the sentiment of millions of people around the world, trapped in a paradox of connection and disconnection. As we rely more and more on technology to fill our social needs, we risk losing the very essence of human interaction. In our quest for connection, are we actually becoming more disconnected? So, where do we go from here? As we've explored throughout this discussion, the paradox of progress is a complex one. The very technology that has enabled such incredible advancements can also act as a double-edged sword, fostering addiction, ethical quandaries, and social implications. But it's not all doom and gloom. The future isn't written in stone, and the key to navigating this digital age may not lie in the technology itself, but in how we choose to use it. This means finding a balance, using technology as a tool for progress, rather than a crutch for distraction. It's about being mindful of our actions, questioning our habits, and reflecting on our own technology use. It's about considering ways to mitigate the negative impacts, not just for ourselves, but for the generations yet to come. In the end, the key to navigating the digital age may not lie in the technology itself, but in how we choose to use it.